Hello, my name is Judith, and I am here as a future undocumented principal. What does that mean, though? Uh, so, I was born in Mexico. I was raised in Los Angeles for some time, and I've been in Oklahoma for approximately 12 years now. What um, the nice short version of that is the reason why we're in Oklahoma is because my mom had some family here, and it was easier for her to become acquainted with the space where she had people that she already knew. So we came here from Los Angeles, and a big difference, big cultural shock. And I was looking around, and I was like, where's all the color? And and but it was in those spaces that I was able to find teachers and principals who really cared for me once I had kind of opened up to them about what my situation was. So, for example, I had a teacher in high school. She was my Spanish teacher, a white Spanish teacher, who would talk to me about. She was the one that would nag me about applying for scholarships, even though I was undocumented. And if it had not been for her, I would not have gotten the scholarship that paid for all of my schooling, which was a complete. It was great, and I remember all throughout college there were instances where because of my situation, because I was undocumented, I was the first generation of students going to school. Beyond high school, it was very difficult for me, and I felt I felt alone, right? And the thing is that I didn't realize how alone I felt until we took a trip at a national level. There were people who were already organizing across the nation. Across the nation, they were organizing to make this movement, right? To push for undocumented youth to be able to access higher education. And it was in that space when we traveled to Texas when I realized how alone I felt, because I was sitting in a room with over 400 undocumented youth and allies, and I saw how much everyone there wanted to continue pushing for immigrant rights, pushing to get higher education. And it was then that it was just like a heavy sigh of relief. And I didn't know it was me feeling alone until even later beyond that. But now I'm able to put that into context, and which is why now working in the schools, I try to talk to students about being able to share their stories with other individuals, right? Because as much as I was able to share my undocumented status going throughout college, I don't feel like I was really able to relate to anyone until I was more vocal about it, and I was getting these questions, right? So then in the work that I'm doing now, it's about having students create mutual or groups of other individuals who are going through the same thing, so that they are able to better support themselves, right? So, for example, if there's a school who has a counselor that doesn't really know much about applying for scholarships for undocumented students, like, what are we gonna do about it, right? Students are gonna go to this counselor and talk to them and ask these questions, but what if this counselor doesn't know? So the idea is to for the students to be the ones taking action, and if the school is not able to provide that information, then for them to find those resources elsewhere together, not one person doing it on their own. Although, I mean, one person could do it, but but it's a lot harder to kind of do that, and you don't realize how alone you feel until you're in a space where you're sharing the same struggle with somebody else. So today I say, please continue sharing your stories. I'm not saying be very open about it and share it on social media, but I'm saying within a group of individuals, people that you feel comfortable with, please share your story. Thank you.
Well, we all have that one friend or that one sibling. Let me go on record to say that in my circles, that's usually, rarely is it someone else. Well, or Judith in English. I am here as a future principal, a future